feel taller. Here's Sinesta, Ruth Chris Steakhouse, you know, Art Bar. They might be part of fake community. So Art Bar would indicate that people put on more of a show than actually serve in the real role. So for instance, you wind up at a dentist that says medical arts. They might be more natural, oddly, meaning some people believe a lot of things are put into place to make people feel important, and that, you know, we have to show that we're a dentist. We went through dental school, we have to show, but we already know that all that needed to be done was to do a slight little x-ray. Really all you need to do is drink a lot of water, bring down the inflammation, and I'll bet that searing pain, but seeming root canal might go away in your case. So lo and behold, it worked. I'm like, are you crazy? That's all that needed to be done. Or someone could put it on invisibly with radio tower power. So there is a radio tower all the way up there. You can't see it probably through the lens, but it's around there. So that thing's pretty powerful, and that's how people know your business, that thing right there, without engaging with you as a person in real life, you know. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about here. I guess there are people who physically appear taller and they automatically adopt the feeling of either they want to protect, like they feel like they need to protect people if they're nice, or they want to bowl over, dominate, control. That would be negative. So the better person is someone who feels an obligation, almost like, well, I'm taller, so I should protect these people. Like, not that people can't protect themselves. It wouldn't be like some people aren't overly controlling, and they would just feel like, well, if something happened, I would want to put my body in front of that person's body or whatever, not to the point of, oppression and smothering and stuff like that. So metaphorically speaking, there are people in communities who are considered tall. Some people might even live in Utah or refer to Utah as "you are tall." You tall. As if they get to govern, they know more. Some people actually are tall and live in Utah. So that's funny. But anyway, this all came up in my learning experience here. So some people are too tall for them. Some people haven't had a real life experience. They can't even type on a keyboard. These days, even people who didn't take up, secretarial school or typing, these days it's almost mandatory that people can basically type out fairly easily on a keyboard a letter or an email. They don't have to fake it, you know what I mean? If you have someone who kind of has to sit down and pretend to type on a keyboard, then that person was either neglected and wasn't taught something, or is being controlled so badly that they have to pretend and fudge their way through life in certain areas. Maybe they can do some things, but they sort of have to pretend they know how to type like everybody else on a computer. I don't know what that means, other than some people would say, oh, is that person so quote-unquote natural that they don't want to be near a computer and all the electronic stuff that goes with it, all the airwaves and energy and stuff like that. I don't know. The other argument would be that person is so controlled by, aka puppeted by whoever governs their lives to make sure they look good, they have enough money, they have a house, a big one even. Maybe they have a job that looks important, but they are so controlled that the controller doesn't really know how to do very specific things like type on a keyboard. They do big picture things like, we have a big house, we have so many kids, we have people flying airplanes or whatever. You'd be surprised, pilots are often puppeted to make sure nothing goes wrong. They do it in a certain way, and they usually have two people in the front seat there at the very least, depending on the plane. So who's really in control? Who is real and really knows, and can fix a problem in a second because they deeply understand what's going on? And then who is half fudging it and kind of knows, but they just sort of get through life without even learning how to type on a keyboard. So that scenario came up for some reason today. Hold on, I'll show you. So you'd be surprised, you know, at what level people in here or what level people can be puppeted. America has to look like America. You know, we have a melting pot, we have farmers, we have people who live in different ways in society, and so forth and so on. Oh, was it a day? Right. So Harrison Ball's campaigners out today. 30330 if you want to join their campaign. Ball on the square. Whose balls fell on the square? The fall ball. So some people see it that way. I don't know. I wasn't invited. I guess if you are a member and maybe contribute, donate, what have you, to the Friends of Rittenhouse Square, then I guess you could get an invite, and then you probably have to pay for tickets to attend something like the Ball on the Square. I don't know what the prices are. Because of what I experienced here in Philadelphia, I know the Friends of Rittenhouse owe me a lot of money. They're lucky to not be in federal prison as we speak. No lie. We are so not kidding. This is how we get back at them. I never buy my own dog bags. I either use leftover plastic bags or produce bags, or my clients already have bags. And when I dog walked and was in the past and was tortured to death, and I knew that people here were playing games in a way they shouldn't play games with that radio tower up there on the Claridge, in dangerous, terroristic ways. My way of getting back at them was to take 30 dog poop bags. They are trying to create terrorists to do their bidding for them. So I know what they're capable of. Someone helped me keep going while I was being terrorized by some seen and some unseen forces, including people showing up at Starbucks with names of people and lookalikes of people who are related to me one way or the other, through marriage or biological or what have you. I'm waiting for a Charlotte to show up at Starbucks. I want to know why so many people have fake names, because I don't even think that barista's name is actually Cameron. I would wonder if she made it up and somehow knew to use that name. Was she born with a name? I have to ask my people. She was born with a name. So it might have been going around as a popular name. I don't know, because technically I'd never seen that type of spelling before. So I didn't know that might have been a popular name, but someone would it's not like, I mean, Jennifer is one thing. We have a million Jennifers. Like, that's totally normal. To have that type of spelling is slightly abnormal. We still have people who spell their names with an E, like Cameron or similar. The use of Y is a little bit different. Oh, is Children's Hospital creating these things for their program? Anyway, I have no idea. So I can't remember.